Turkish authorities have taken more than 200 people into custody in a massive money laundering crackdown. Police carried out raids like these across the country on Tuesday. This one was in Istanbul. More than 400 arrest warrants have also been issued as part of a probe into hundreds of millions of dollars that authorities say were transferred to militant groups outside Turkey. Authorities say suspects received commissions for transferring $420 million. The transfers started in January last year and were done through various banks. That money was moved to 28,000 accounts. Most of them are allegedly owned by Iranian citizens living in the US. The arrests were made following an investigation by the Financial Crimes Investigation Board. Suspects are being charged with financing terrorism. Turkish officials are looking into possible links to overseas militant groups. Let's get more on this now with Taha Arvas. He's financial columnist at the Daily Sabah newspaper. Taha, great to have you with us, as always. Give us an idea of how these people allegedly managed to launder such large amounts of money.
I think the interesting thing here is that while the gross amount of money laundered appears to be, practically $500 million, it was done in very small increments. We're talking about, like you said, 28,000 wire transfers to banks and ATMs. We're talking about almost 400 plus suspects here. So I guess they did it very small, very slowly, and very incrementally in an attempt not to get caught. But we're only partially successful, I guess. I mean, it took 2 years, practically 2 years, for them to be caught. But ultimately, they were unsuccessful in evading arrest here.
Taha, to your knowledge, has there been an investigation in Turkey into money laundering of this scale?
I have no. This is the largest I've heard as far as the number of suspects involved, and the amount of money is also staggering. $500 million. That's just. As far as physical laundering of money between hundreds of people to thousands of U.S. accounts, it's just I've never heard of anything of this scale before.
Now, relations between Turkey and the U.S., as we know, have been strained. One of the reasons, of course, was the conviction earlier this year in the U.S. of Halkbank executive Mehmet Hakan Atilla on charges that he allegedly helped Iran evade U.S. sanctions. How could this latest crackdown on money laundering, do you think, could affect Turkey-U.S. relations?
Well, I think what's interesting here, and what I think will come out in the next few days or weeks here, is how exactly the U.S. and Turkey cooperated in this investigation. I would be surprised if the U.S. did not cooperate with Turkey here on this. And despite what you've said as far as political relationships being a little cooler than they have in the past, I don't think that behind the scenes that law enforcement or that the justice departments of both respective countries have stopped cooperating. In fact, I think they probably increased cooperations because of the turbulent time we're in. And if these funds had gone allegedly, like you said, to 28,000 wires had gone to Iranian citizens in the United States, that's a major problem for not only Turkey, but for more importantly for the United States. We're probably talking about money laundered from Iran via Turkey to the United States. That's $500 million worth of unaccounted for funds that have landed in the U.S. So I think that's very important for the U.S. law enforcement to take a look at, and I'm pretty sure I would be surprised if they aren't already cooperating with Turkey on this.
Right. Taha, what do we expect is going to happen next?
I think these trials will begin. Investigations will continue. I would be surprised if the net weren't widened, and it probably will be. And then we'll really understand the full scope of this in the coming days and weeks, I think. This is probably just the beginning of a larger story that's yet to unfold.
Financial columnist Taha Arvas, thank you so much.